Hi there. Today we are going to make a baby Sanctified Paracord. I have here my bar that is going to help me out hold for the bracelet and paracord. I have a blue one and a black one, and we are going to use a 1.5-inch buckle, bracelet buckle. Here we are going to start. Okay, the black strand is about 9 feet in length. I'm going to start by connecting this one. It is here. And this one here. Okay, you can just make two strands or 4, then you'll combine them later, but here I'm going to just make 2. After making these ones, I'm going to take the blue cord, the strand, let's find the middle part. Okay, I'm going to pass it under here. Then look at the middle of the strand. This is the middle. I'll start with the right side. With this one, you will have to make a knot where the blue strand is passing in between or through. You're going to make a knot. It is. Hope it's visible. Also the other side, we're going to make a same knot here, like this. Something like this, and the blue one is just passing in between. Just remember, the blue one here is the center. So we are going to have 4 strands that we are going to use to knit to make the pattern. The first thing we are going to, okay, let's start with the left side. We are going to make a loop here. This strand passes from down through the 2 strands. It will be just like that. And the other side, we are going to do the same thing. The strand will pass from down through the 2 strands. In between the 2 strands, I mean. Then we have something like this. Okay. We are going to start with the blue one. It will pass, yeah, below all of them, then pass in between the 2 strands, these ones, and pass through the loop that we had created earlier, something like that. Same thing we are going to repeat on the other side. The blue strand will pass in between the two strands, and from upwards it will pass through the loop. Then we tighten, tighten again, we tighten them. Take them as much as you can. It will be okay. you will end up with something like this one. Again, we'll do the same thing. Create a loop from my left side to in between the two cords. The same thing from the other side. Create a loop. The strand will pass in between the two cords. Then we'll have something like this. Take the blue cord from the left side. It will pass below all the cords and in between the two cords. Then it will come from upwards downwards through the loop. The same thing we'll do from the other side. And here we are going now to create our pattern. Here we go. Just tighten them as much as you can. I know at the beginning it will look somehow shady, but as we go on, we'll form our clear pattern. Now you'll have something like this. So we are going to repeat the same thing again. Create the loop from downwards to, then pass the blue cord. The other side, do also the same thing. In case you have a question, you can always comment. We'll end up with that. Here it is. Tighten. Do the same thing. Create the loop. Take the blue cord, pass through the loop. Also the other side, take the blue cord through the loop. Whether the blue cord is about 8 feet long that I'm using here. Okay, we just repeat the same thing until repeating the same pattern we have been creating. We'll get this as a result. Let me show you the finishing part now. I still create the loop, the two loops, then bring the blue cord in between. And then the loop, and also the same on the other side. Cord will pass from below through the two cords, then through the loop. We tighten it, then we do the same thing. The cord will pass from below upwards. Also the black cord from the other end will pass from below upwards in between the two cords still. Yeah. Create the loop. Then the blue one will also pass from below upward in between the two cords and come and pass through the loop downwards. Also the other side will do the same thing. Upward between the two. Okay, tighten again. Tighten the blue part. Yeah, so still you can see we still have a space here. We create the loop, the same thing we have been doing. Also on the other side we do the same. You can see here the space is so small. I'm going to use this pin. Okay. Now we create the loop. It is. Since the space is so small, there, the blue cord will go below, and instead of passing in between the cords, I'm going to pass it through the space in between the vacuum, like that. Then here through the loop as our finishing. Also the other side, the cord will pass from behind through the back hole space at the end, then pass through here. Yeah. Then we tighten. Shall end up with something like that, and then our finishing will be so beautiful. Now I can remove from the bar. Let's cut the remaining parts. Where's my scissors? Okay. We flatten the part we have just cut, burn it. Also the black cord, we are going to cut it. Burn it. And press it. Also the other side, you're going to do the same thing. Here it is. Now that will be our end product for the cord. A nice bracelet. This is a baby sanctified bracelet. I have made so many of them here. Okay, actually you don't need to have a buckle to make one. As long as you have something that can hold the strands, you can make without the buckle. Thank you so much for watching. Take your time, subscribe, share as we keep on learning.